Good morning, and I hope you've been well, and this is part 183 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play. Step mode, no items, so yeah. So with that being said and done, let's go on ahead and talk to Malia and Crescent here. Everything's pretty much set now, we're just waiting for the 24th now. This is a ridiculous endeavor, but ridiculous is kind of your MO, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Regardless, I'm in, just let me know what to do. All preparations are complete. Alon was invited to Amber's concert on the 24th. That'll happen at 7 p.m. on the 24th, and it ends around 10 p.m. We'll meet Alon there, and then we'll go from there to our destination. Sounds good. Also, sorry if there's some squeaking in the background, my dog's playing with his toy. Anyways, Alon, whenever you're ready to start this, come talk to me. This will be the end. And it will be tough. We're going to... blank, blank, blank. Whenever you're ready. Are you ready? This will be tough. Now, I guess it's really tricky because like it does spoil some events that are about to happen within the story, but I honestly kind of want to give a warning to potential new players that might be watching this series now, or maybe, who knows, 5 years down the road. I will, you know, yeah, let's do this instead. Instead of me saying it out loud, I will give a tiny spoiler rant about this event that's about to happen. If you don't want to listen and stay in the dark, that is a-okay. But I know when I initially went through this, it definitely, like, I hate to use the word like annoying, but it was a little bit annoying on how they went about this. I'll get into it more once we reach that point, but for now, let me do a spoiler thing just in case if there are some people that want to be left in the dark. So yeah, not really spoilers like theory wise, but spoilers if you don't know what's about to happen up ahead. So yeah. Okay, we are in spoiler territory. If you want to go to the comment section to skip ahead, that's fine. Go there, skip ahead. Yeah, okay. So she is referring to the battle against Spacia and Tempa. So yeah, if you are not prepared or don't really know what's about to happen, that's fine. Just make sure that you have a well-leveled team, good items, and you're prepared for that. I'll get more into detail once we reach that point, but I just thought I would say it here, so yeah. I think that's pretty much it for the warning there. Okay, we are at a spoiler territory. I will stop there and leave it at that. Writing this down, 183. Okay. Are you ready? This will be tough. Don't forget, we're going to meet on the rooftop at the end of that concert. We'll continue things from there. Let's get this started then. Sounds like a plan. I did it. I cracked the encryption. Now all I need to do is take a look at these files. No, that can't be true. I guess some things are about to go down. December 24th, a light of a blank. Finally made it to the venue hall. I wish everyone was able to come. Ambot was only able to snag 3 free tickets, so I feel bad that I was given Malia's ticket though. We already talked about this. This was a mutual agreement on all sides. Don't you want to support your cousin? Of course I do. Then stop complaining. Let's go visit Amber backstage. Alright. Do you say anything? No? How about you? No? Kind of surprised. Normally the NPCs have something to say, but maybe not these ones. I guess that one doesn't talk either. Okay. Hey everyone, you finally made it. Amber language. Oops, sorry. I literally forgot my mom was here. Talk about awkward. We wouldn't miss it for the world, Ambot. The actual concert part is actually pretty short, but my agent signed me up for autographs, and then I'm obligated to do a few gym battles with registered trainers. Oh, that's awesome. Nah, it just means there's people here who only are interested in competing for a badge. This wasn't supposed to be a league affair, but my agent is annoying. I heard that. Thanks to my efforts, the venue was... I read that wrong, sorry. The entire venue was sold out. You're lucky I was even able to secure 3 tickets for your friends. Blah blah blah. Eat my shorts. I can still complain about it. Amber. But I'm sorry, Miss Darcy. Thank you for your work. You're welcome, Miss Von Brandt. By the way, you're on in 5 minutes. Guess this is it. You're nervous? No way. Getting on stage and performing is the easy part. The hard part is knowing when to stop. We should get going then. We'll see when you start. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy the show. Certified bro moment. What's up, party people? Tonight we got a special performance for you all. This performance is dedicated to the one-of-a-kind Alon. Look at that, Alon. You got a shout out. Hope you all enjoy. Press the left and arrow keys to shuffle through selected songs. Press any other key to end the concert. End concert. Oh, wait. I assume it just kind of skips through it, sorry. Yeah, we could just stop there. I don't think really anything interesting happens. I'm not entirely certain, but we'll just keep it short and simple. Plus, to be fair, I've never really been a concert person. I mean, I've been through a few, sorry. But that was when I was like a teen, being like, with like family and whatnot, but I don't think you would really ever catch me at a concert at all. I don't like crowds. How dull. Guess it's time to do autographs. Hey, come on, these people came out to here to see you. This should be your way of saying thanks, right? The saying thanks part isn't the issue, my hand just cramps after a while, but you're right, there's no use complaining about dumb stuff like that. Who's next? Well, at least she's got the spirit. Your music is like uber cool. Can I get an autograph? This line is literally for autographs, so yeah. Heck yeah, make that out to Millard McKinney, please. Sure, thanks for stopping by. Something, not bridges. See you at my next show. Yes, thanks, Amber. Also, am I going crazy? Wasn't there somebody that, like, referenced the name Mildred McKinney within the story at some point? I might be going crazy, but I feel like I recognize that name, and I don't know why. Within, like, the story and all. You know what, I'm curious, hold up. Okay, sorry for the pause there. I tried looking into it. I can't really find anything. Of course, like, it's a really random name. It might... You know what I'm also thinking of? It might have something to do with, the Renegade route? Question mark? If it's what I think it is, I'll stop there. Yikes, I'm gonna be here for a little while. You could do it. Alright, who's next? Poor Amber. Those sightings took forever, but I still got half an hour to kill. Should we just hang out backstage? We could do that. Sure, we could do that. Okay, we'll meet you there. Actually, Alon, why don't we ditch those losers and hang out on the rooftop for a bit? I need some peace and quiet for once. You got it. I should actually save here real quick. Sorry, I had total sensory overload down there for a minute. Had to have been the music. Stuff is rough sometimes. Can you blame me? I never imagined I read that wrong, sorry. Imagine this for me, you know. I thought I was going to be stuck on Terrajuma forever. I was scared of leaving the resort because I thought when I left people would hate me, but it was all in my dumb head. Look at me getting into my feels. This is totally lame. What would the people downstairs say if they saw me like this? They'd support you, they'd probably laugh, maybe they cringe. Now, I'm not really certain what is the right one for friendship points, because Amber could be a little bit of a wild card. I would assume the first one's the one that gets you the point, but I should probably take a peek here just in case. Scroll down a little. Yeah, here we go. They support you as +1, laughing is -2, but maybe they cringe as +2, so yeah, it's one of those characters that you kind of want to go for one of these kind of answers. Maybe they cringe. Yeah, maybe. Alon, do you know why I choose fire type? It's because I know how dangerous fire can really be. I've seen it for myself up front. Crap can spread before you can even blink, and when it's done, it leaves nothing behind. I chose fire because I wanted to become strong enough to control its flames, so that the fire could dance and wither around me. I'm not going to get into my trauma with the gear and fire. You've heard enough. That said, I want to say that it was also a positive experience for me too. Because I had not experienced that, I would have never understood that Hold up one moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the pause there. My dog was kind of like scratching on the floor. It's a sign that he does when he's got to go outside. So, yeah, we're back now. I'll just reread the sentence. Would have never understood that fragility, however you say that correctly, and preciousness of life. The fact that you could lose everything in a matter of seconds. Life is fleeting like that. There will come a day where this talk we had is just a memory. Who even knows if this rooftop will even be the same in 100 years? You know, it really is something that's like interesting. I went out of state to visit some family for like an early Thanksgiving recently, and one of the family members was giving like a little like speech, and she definitely got a lot emotional at just a bunch of, you know, family, neighbors, and friends kind of revisiting once again, because with all of us, you know, having different lives, circumstances, yada yada, it's, you know, not often that we come together as one, but it definitely seemed to mean a lot to her, and she kind of went on saying the same old thing that so many people say, that tomorrow's never guaranteed. We don't know what life has in store for us. I mean, tomorrow I could be driving to work and something stupid happens on the road and I don't know, I'm just, you know, just splatter all over the pavement. I don't know what's gonna happen. I know it's a dark way to word it, but it's a reality that could happen to me. I could trip, you know, holding something and then hit my head the wrong way and lights are out. Tomorrow's never a guarantee. We don't know what's gonna arrive tomorrow. And that's why it's so precious and so important that we live every single day as if, you know, tomorrow may be the final day. If there might be a family member, a friend, or maybe somebody that didn't get along to, but you want to try making some amends or some common, you know, middle ground, reach out, try. If it doesn't work, let it go, you know? I've always believed that at least if you gave it a shot, if you gave it a try, with whatever the reason it may be, then, I don't know, for me at least it makes me feel okay. For others it may not, and there's just some things that aren't really meant to work out, but at least giving it that attempt, that try, and it's still not working is okay with me personally, and again with others it could be different. But the point that I'm trying to make is, so I don't ramble on any further than I normally do, is time is precious. It truly is a precious thing. We are so fortunate and so lucky to be here and now. There are so many lives that never really got the opportunity to, you know, wake up in this world. There's so many people that unfortunately are gone way too early. And it's not fair and it sucks, but unfortunately that's just what life is sometimes, you know? We should be fortunate, we should be grateful to even exist here and now. It can always be worse. And it could be a situation where as I said earlier, you may have never been born. Never had an opportunity to experience all of this, you know? Yeah. I guess what I wanted to say is that I'm living in the moment, and that I am thankful that you're also here with me in this moment. You may not realize it, but you're a big reason why things turned out alright for me. You saved me from that stupid whale. You stopped Team Zen on Valor Mountain. You're incredible, you know that? That letter I gave you, do you mind not reading it for a little while longer? It's a letter I poured my heart into, but it's not ready yet. As for when to read it, I'll let you know. That was embarrassing to say. Sorry. I'm still not good at this. And that's okay. That's okay. For many people that struggle wording these kind of things to whoever it may be that you want to give that message to, whether it's, you know, face to face or by letter or text or whatever it may be, it's okay to not know some things. It's okay to not really be good at these kind of things. It's fine. I think that's what makes it, you know, genuine, that you're trying, and I would believe that the person receiving the message understands it. Hopefully. Crap, I need to get back downstairs, I'm late. If Mosley was here, she'd laugh and tell Mom. Now that is an interesting line. I won't get into it now, but let's just keep reading. If Mosley was here, she'd laugh and tell Mom. Kenneth would be so annoyed by all of this. Wait, Kenneth? Who is Mosley? What am I saying? This Mimikyu is kind of scary. Terrifyingly strong for something just born mere moments ago. Okay, Mimikyu, this is what I want you to do. Thought I'd give Valerie's desk a bit of a cleanup. Found this bad boy and slapped it on because it makes me look hot and blank. There's someone I want you to help me find. Do that and I think everything's gonna work out fine. I can do that. Good, then tell me. I've heard of the name Veronica Vazel. What's going on with my head? Stop. My battle on. I gotta go for now. Sorry. Let her go, Alon. Let her self-reflect. Alita and Venom will deal with her emotions. It's time. Let's do this. Who's there? Who? Now, hold up. Stop everything real quick. I do want to get into a slight rant over the whole Amber situation, because I definitely don't want to glance over that. So, yeah, if you don't want to listen to this, that's fine. You can go to the comment section, timestamp there. It shouldn't really be a long rant, but it's definitely something that I want to talk about. Alrighty, we are in spoiler territory. If you do not want to listen one final time, timestamp below, skip ahead. Yeah, okay. So, it's a really interesting scene where you're having a heartfelt conversation with Amber opening up and just talking about life, what's going to happen in 100-something years. All of this will one day just be memories. I just want to live in the moment. After that heartfelt, conversation with her, she walks away realizing that she's late, and then she says a very interesting line. What would Mosley think of all of this? And something of the sort about Kenneth, and then she kind of grabs her head for a moment like, wait, why do I know Mosley? Why do I know Kenneth? Who even are they to begin with? Like, what is going on in my head? And she sees these memories kind of flood in back and forth, and she doesn't quite understand what's going on. Now, at the end of her walking away, Crescent and Malia stop us and are like, hey, let her go. It needs to be this way. Venom and Alita will take care of it. It's time for us three to go and take care of something once and for all. If I had to gather my thoughts, plain and simply what's going on, and most, if you couldn't tell, I'll explain it here, but I think it has something to do with Zeit, and most likely it is Zeit. Think about how Malia is able to teleport, talk to us in our mind, spawn in legendary Pokemon. It takes some effort to get that to happen, but she's able to do it. I think in some way, shape, and form, she messed around because she knows about the Doom timeline. She lived it with us for that period of time, and she messed with her head to make that happen, because it had to happen that way to unlock the final key, the code for Zeit, the plane of harmony, whatever you want to call it or word it. There's another direction that I kind of want to get into that I think it was meant to be like that because of Spacia and Tempo. Because we're getting into a point that we're finally about to go face them head on. So messing around with time a little bit and whatnot from a whole different timeline, a different dimension, a different world, whatever you want to call it, word it. I think that's kind of why those memories kind of flooded back in Amber, because it was not just like Zeit alone, but, well, it is like mainly Zeit, but a part of it is, of course, you know, soon we're about to, you know, go into battle with, you know, the god to space and time, so messing with that timeline with her mind, I think that's also part of it as well. I know I'm wording this weird, but yeah, now if it's something else entirely, then I guess I'm missing the mark there, but I think it's plain and simply something more so with, you know, Malia and Crescent orchestrating these events of past stuff because of Zeit to unlock the key, and because we're about to battle space and time. So yeah, I'll keep it at that, and we'll just stop there for now. Okay, we are at a spoiler territory. One final, oh, wait, nope, wrong phrase. We're out of spoiler territory. We're not getting into another rant there. Malia, what are you doing here? Do you know what time it is? Can we talk? This can't wait until the morning. No. Very well. Let's make us some tea. Now, what is so important that you need to scare me at 3 a.m.? This tea is lovely, Irvin, sorry. I don't know why I'm trying to say Ivorine, sorry. Irvin. I always love how you made it. Do you still keep that black notebook in the cabinet underneath the TV? I do, yes. This picture here, you're with a girl. Who is she? She was my daughter. You know that? Ah, right. She's the one who made the black and white dress outfit. Erin was always talented with fashion. Where did you hear that name, Malia? She's my sister. What are you talking about? Why do you have this picture? Why do you have her clothes? Explain it to me. I used to be an archaeologist. I had heard of there being hidden ruins beneath the Kyugurin woods. I traveled all the way from the northern part of the region in hopes I would discover new artifacts for my expedition. I brought her to my state and tried to ask herself. She had trouble remembering her name and what had happened to her. Now, keep in mind, just to remind players of the events, remember the unknown dimension. Now, this isn't spoiler stuff, this is stuff that we know, so don't worry about that. Remember when Indred forced her into the unknown dimension, and then Alan, and then Alice to be the queen, the ruler, to keep them in the unknown dimension and to not let them out. They were trapped there for a while, but then later within the story, you see Erin out and about. She escaped somehow. This is getting into that on where she ended up after she was able to escape the unknown dimension. So if there are some players that are a little bit confused, I just wanted to clarify that a little bit. All she knew was that she was running away from something, and that her name was Arena. Now, of course, it's trying to say arena. Because she could not remember, we settled on the name Aaron. After some time together, Spacia appeared. She told me that I was not fit to raise Aaron and that her destiny was too great. After hours of debate and convincing, she finally conceded. I thought that would be the end of it, but after a long time, Aaron was killed in my care, and it was revealed that Spacia never conceded after all. If Aaron were still to stay with me, her end would be inevitable. I experienced different timelines in which I tried to be there for her, but every time I failed, so I gave her up. So again, keep in mind what happened in the events way back when we heard the story with how Malia ran away from Zeta, and Spacia and Tempa appeared, and they said, if we're here, we can stop time, and we can allow this to continue forever and ever and ever. Do you want to join us? You can kind of say absolutely or be hesitant, but no matter what, you're kind of made to go regardless. But let's say in the event that there was a choice that you can say no. As I said many episodes ago, and throughout the series on, whatever episodes I said it at, they have the ability to stop time, rewind, and keep going at it until they get what they want. Because again, Spacia was like, hey, Aaron's too cool. Irvin, give me the girl. We're going to put her somewhere else where she's needed. And Irvin's like, no, I want to be your father. I found her. I should be allowed to raise her. And after a few hours, Spacia's like, fine, whatever, keep her. I don't care. Walks out of the room. Oh, what? She died? Oh, Irvin, I'm sorry. Rewind. Until finally getting to that point where she got exactly what she wanted. She doesn't care how long it takes, because for her, it probably isn't a lot of time to begin with. She's fine with it. And Irvin, unfortunately, realized after so many situations, so many scenarios, so many dimensions, yada yada, however you want to word it, fine. I get the point. No matter what, I'm trying to walk uphill and I'm just stagnant. I'm like walking in place. I'm not getting anywhere, so it doesn't matter. They're gonna get what they want regardless. It's just something that's really interesting to talk and think about. I might be right, I might not be wording this correctly, I'm not certain, but that's kind of what I've gathered from that. So they threw you to the side to then, Malia, what are you doing here really? We know you can open the door. You don't mean, it's exactly what we mean. Crescent, you're... Skip the dramatic, sorry. Open the door, Irvin. How do we get Spacia and Tempa? We know you know how. Is this something you two truly want? Yes. Very well. Follow me. I'll open it. And I really appreciate Irvin here, because he's like, he's not trying to fight against it. He's not trying to argue and persuade them otherwise. He's like, okay, if you're certain that this is what you want, okay, do what you gotta do. It seems there's no other way that I can persuade you otherwise. And think about the life that he's had, that even regardless of whatever even happened, he has no choice in the matter. He had to have done it. Perfect. And this will take us straight there. Malia, Crescent, Alon. You must understand that trying to attempt something like this will come with an unfathomable amount of consequences. We came here knowing exactly what's going to happen. If we fail and die, a scenario we've been through many times. This is no different. Besides, if this isn't taken care of, then they will come for you too eventually. Let us take care of them once and for all. Seriously, Irvin, no one else can handle this but us. Just be careful. Let's move. And it's really cool with him because like he really does seem to be like a genuine guy and just cares for them, because he knows if you fail, that's it. You realize that, right? But that's also the thing that's really interesting, because is it really it though? You know what I mean? Because like what? Let's say we fail, they eliminate us, what, rewind time to make it, voice crack there, make it to how they win? Well, I guess if that's the case, then yeah, that's it then, but yeah, I don't know, it's really interesting to think about. Now, of course, there are other things in my mind that it's like, well, if you're like the deity of like time and space, I feel like you could easily win, but there are things in the back of my mind that tell me why that isn't the case for certain things that I won't get into right now. I'll do another spoiler rant later on. Well then, Alon, you should be going too. All the remaining storm chasers have been... Just a few more days and surely my time would have come too. I await your return. Please, I said it before, but you must be careful. Good luck. Now, I'm gonna give a fair warning for players. The one tiny spoiler rant that I did around like the 2-minute mark on this episode is referring to this here. I cannot stress this enough. If you are right here at this point, I would advise not saving. Unless like right here and now. Do not save inside that portal in the world that we're about to get into. I don't know if there are certain versions and updates that have changed it, but if I remember correctly, there's like no healing star, there's no like PC. I could be wrong and an update might have changed that, but if I remember correctly, there's none of that there. If you have the remote PC, then don't worry too much about it. I definitely am going to be using that password. It is very handy, especially in situations like this. So yeah, another warning that I want to give the players. It is a really difficult battle. If you are not up to, you know, the maximum level cap or have like good items and whatnot, you need to change that. Another thing that I will give advice on, there is a very, very, very high chance that, whatchamacallit, you're going to have to go back to get some different Pokemon and whatnot. I cannot stress it enough. This is easily one of the most, if not the most difficult battle within the game. Some could agree, some could disagree. The point is, it's a very, very difficult battle. So make sure that your levels are good, you have good items, and you have a very solid variety of Pokemon in your PC. So please do keep that in mind. Now, I also just kind of like realized something. I really hope that you're able to go back. I think you can, but there's a part of me that just remembered, I think, isn't it broken? Yep, nice. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately I just remember that part. That leads... Yeah, okay, so you're actually like soft locked here. Yeah, okay, my apologies about that. I guess it wasn't like this area alone. You should have like saved at the concert and whatnot and kind of like skip through that. And then get back to you if you need to. So, thankfully I do have a video on YouTube, it's fine. So, if you don't have the right Pokemon for this battle, and again I apologize, I totally forgot about the crystals being shattered, so yeah, you're kind of like trapped here pretty much. If for whatever the reason may be, you don't have the right Pokemon, the right movesets, the right levels, items, whatever it may be, I have a video, voice character, I have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to go back to like an old game save file. So if need be, definitely use it. I know within this part in the game, I definitely had to do it. And that's where I kind of brought up earlier within the video, it gets a little bit annoying. So yeah, the annoying part, now that I remember, the crystals are broken, so you're kind of stuck here. So yeah. If you're a new player, don't have any passwords or anything like that, there's a very high chance that you are going to have to go back to an old save game to get the right team members. Of course, there's a PC in the town and whatnot, but let's say you don't really have a good variety of Pokemon in your PC, or like good items and stuff like that, then yeah, I can't stress it enough. It is a really, really tricky battle. So, yeah. Anyways, let's just go on ahead and proceed. Now, I will say this as well. This might be a little bit more of a shorter episode. I simply just want to go through the dialogue here. I might give this battle one attempt, because I know with certainty the team that I have will not work for this battle. I am like 90% certain. Next episode will probably start off with this battle and winning against the two when I get the time to find the right combination to go about this battle. So yeah, since we're doing it on set mode no items, it will take some time, but we'll get there when we get there. We truly hoped it wouldn't have come to this. It was in this room that we forsook our humanity, to claim a place amongst the gods of this world. Through this very machine, our souls were spliced with the deities of space and time. Now, I will get into a spoiler rant soon, but keep in mind the machine and whatnot. Go back to Zeit, what Adres has spoke about, what we know about Varia and whatnot. Keep these things in mind. Appointed specifically by Her Majesty to fulfill their duty. And it is through our existence that order and control is maintained. Alan, Malia, you have sullied the integrity of our very world. For disrupting the flow and breaking the rules of time and space, you shall be executed. It is through the will of those we love that we break through your chains of confinement. By any means necessary, the futures of everyone resides in our mission. We have been put through adversity and turmoil time and time again, and yet it seems as though there was never any space in your hearts to help us. As such, Spacia and Tempa, for your crimes against humanity, you shall be executed. Bring forth thy conviction. This is it, Alon. I'll keep Spacia off of you. Now, again, I don't expect to win this try. I will give it one attempt and one attempt only. After that, I'll get into a little bit of a spoiler rant. Well, yeah, I'll definitely do a spoiler rant, and then I'll end off the episode, and then the next one will actually go up against this battle, voice correct there, hopefully get the win, and then continue on. Okay, real quick, I will show the team just in case by some miracle I can pull this off. I don't think I can with this team. This team was just made for other battles, just to have something new and different. Excuse me there. So yeah. Okay. Kinda hate to, but we're gonna get on out of here. Nice. Okay. think T-Tar's the one. Nice. Just hoping for it to stay asleep one more turn. But to be fair, I'm not gonna... I mean, if I could win, I'll try it, but I don't think we are. Okay, stats recovered. I'm gone. Go back into you. Spore. Right. It's kind of unfortunate that it like wakes up almost immediately, but I mean that's just gonna be a part of it. Skarm's the only play that makes sense. That's fine. Yes. Sorry for being quiet, I'm just thinking. I don't think I outspeed. Well, we're back to neutral. I might. Okay. Tempa! Now! One down. How is this possible? How did you manage to create a red chain? We're just doing the same as you, the best for the world itself. I'll rip you two to pieces. The status of this world doesn't matter to me if my sister isn't here with me. She's the only one who has ever been there with me from the very beginning. And you children think you know what's best? You will rue the day you decided to lay a finger on my sister. Those who tear us apart deserve the same fate. Okay. If you just don't do anything for me. Go into that. Just let it die, it's fine. I'll just do whatever damage I can with this guy. It's fine. You... Spore... That crit really sucked. I don't know if we would have taken one. That's a big maybe. I don't know. I know no matter what, I was only gonna do one try only, but what I had in my mind was Spore, it goes to sleep, go into Violet, Mega Evolve, hopefully it stays asleep for a turn, substitute, and just go for Hyper Voice, but no. Not gonna work. I'm really curious if it would have lived and we gone for Spore, but even then, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What's done is done. Let's go for Quiver. At least break one shield. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Right, and then, yeah, I'm out of Pokemon. So that's kind of one of the big things that makes this battle extremely difficult. So, yeah, I will definitely come up with something different at some point in time, but I at least wanted to give it one attempt. I didn't think this team would have worked, you know, to begin with, but I had to give it a try. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the pause there. I'm gonna just say that the remaining, end of this video is just gonna be a long, not like a long spoiler rant, but a somewhat of a lengthy spoiler rant. I don't really think it's gonna be a long one, honestly, but yeah, if you don't want to listen, that's fine. Go to the comment section below, timestamp there. You've been warned, heavy spoilers. Yeah. Okay, we are in spoiler territory. If you don't want to listen one final time, comment section below, timestamp there. Yeah. Okay, so I do want to kind of like reread this real quick for you guys. We truly hoped it wouldn't have come to this. It was in this room that we forsook our humanity. So, again, remember Old Earth. Adris talking about different volunteers willing to do what they have to do for a greater cause, for the rest of the world, the people, the Pokemon, life itself, because of what they did to Arceus. They created this mechanism, this machine, and with the archetype that was dropped by Arceus when he, you know, faded into oblivion, they tested its power amongst people, and those 17 volunteers, well, I think Jane said something, I think I got like a comment like it was like a typo, it's meant to be 18 not 17, but to keep it simple, in the story it says 17 for now. I don't know if it'll change in the future, but regardless, 17 volunteers, and they were put into this mechanism, this machine, deep within the core, to pretty much be overseers. You know, the god of the sky, the continents, the sea, space, time, the distortion world, all these different volunteers, different legendary Pokemon that they are to keep this, you know, ball rolling, to keep life existing. You need space and time, you need water, you need air, you need, you know, like ground. You need these things for life to continue on. And it's interesting how, again, as you piece together the story, it starts to unravel itself. It was in this room that we forsook our humanity to claim a place amongst the gods of this world. So they're going into like, it was in this room. We chose what to do. We made that sacrifice and it worked out for us. Many volunteers, they couldn't withstand the power. We did, so we have a lot of responsibility on us. Through this very machine, our souls were spliced with the deities of space and time. So, again, the archetype happened. Their souls got, you know, played around with by Varia, by all the other people that made this, you know, machine a reality. But again, she's definitely the one that's orchestrated a lot of this. So by Varia's will, she's like, hey, yo, thanks for being a volunteer. You're now deities of this world. Protect it. Do what you gotta do. And I know that Malia and our character and many other people have strong feelings against them, and rightfully so. They have done some terrible things. It's kind of an unfortunate situation, because look at it as a sense that it's in their code. It's in their like DNA in a sense. Coding is a much more better word than DNA, but you get the point. It's ingrained within them by this mechanism that Varaya has, orchestrated and made, that they have to follow orders. Remember at the start, we do as what Her Majesty says. We never know what Her Majesty is for the longest time, but now that you play the game, you can definitely tell it's Varaya. It has to be her. And they're just doing what they've been programmed to do. By her will, by her choice, her decisions, however you want to call or word it. She's the one that's orchestrating a lot of this. So while there may be some players that don't really like the two of them, rightfully so, keep in mind, there's not a lot of choice that they have. Because it's in their code. They have to do it, It's not like they could be like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm so sorry, I feel so bad now. No, they can't even feel that amongst people. Because the only thing that's in their mind is what will help the greater good. The people, the multiple, the millions, as they told Malia. With the Doom timeline, one of the millions, I get it, you love Venom. But if it was her or life in general, what would you do? Malia couldn't answer and threw us into Doom timeline and taught us a lesson and was like, hey, this is why you gotta let her go. If the time arrives. And of course, Malia did not take that, lightly at all. Rightfully so. She loves Venom. She loves our friends. Not our friends, but us as friends, with our character, like Aaron, Alan, Alice, Rhodia. Like, I can go on and on with the characters that she cherishes and loves and cares for and would do anything to help them if they were in need of, help and whatnot. I get both sides, but ultimately, it just is what it is, We have to go against that. Because at the end of it, they have shown to our character, to Malia and many other Storm Chasers, that if they don't need you anymore, you're done. In a recycling bin, done, game over, boo-hoo, next. That's it. But at least wanted to give some clarification on that. While some people might outright just hate them for what they've done, and again, I'm not disagreeing, I'm not saying it's bad to feel that way, but also keep in mind that it is literally within their programming to be this way. I don't know what they would have been like without being, tied up to this complex machinery. I don't know. But yeah. Appointed specifically by Her Majesty to fulfill their duty, and it is through our existence that order and control is maintained. Alan, Malia, you have sullied the integrity of our very world. For disrupting the flow and breaking the rules of time and space, you shall be executed. Break through your chains of confinement. By any means necessary, the future as everyone resides in our mission. I don't think there's much else to this. Yeah, there really isn't too much else to this. Okay. I will stop the episode there. And we'll stop the spoiler rant there, so yeah. Okay, we are out of spoiler territory, and as I said before, that's gonna be in the episode. I'm not doing a second try at this, because I know my team is not the one for this battle, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be spending a lot of time trying to make, voice crack there, make the right team for this. I know this series, this is one where, whatchamacallit, unlike the intense mode no item series, I just don't really want to look at any advice or anything like that. I really want to try it on my own. I know I can do it. With the intense mode one, there were multiple times where I didn't outright like take one's team, but I definitely like gave like credit to ones and used like a similar formula. This series, I don't want to do that. I will find a way to do this, but I cannot exaggerate it enough for new players that might be getting into this game. It is easily one of the most difficult battles, if not the most difficult in the entire game. The Dialga battle doesn't seem terribly bad, it's more so, you know, Spacia just kind of chilling right there, so yeah, it's really tricky. And not only that, not being able to like go back to your world to like EV train or anything like that, like it's something that it makes me really feel bad for like new players that get into this game that have difficulty with it. This one, it really throws you in a really crappy situation, you know. And I think I talked a little bit about that on the original normal mode series, and I don't mean to rant about it, but I'm gonna do it again here. I really wish that, again, I understand it, they want it to be difficult, I understand why, I get it, you're trapped with them, they're not letting you escape, they know that this is it, you have to win. But it just sucks if, like, even if, let's say, like, you are somewhat prepared and you're not, like, low leveled or your items are okay, but, like, stuff like that, you know, like, you are somewhat prepared, but if you just don't have the right Pokemon for this, or the right EVs, the right nature, and a few of those things you just don't really have on you, unfortunately, it kind of forces you to go back to an old save. I just really wish that, and I could be wrong about this, if there's a way to go back, then I guess I must have missed it. But, and plus, by the time that I'm recording this video, I can almost guarantee that I have the next one done. Maybe, I'm not really certain yet. But regardless, I just wish there was a way that you can go back to that time where, like, the original time that you came from, and were able to do these things and then come back to this point. Because, like, I really feel like it's something that, like, again, I understand, like, the emotions, the scene, I'm not wording it right, the circumstances, there's a certain word that I'm not getting right, but you're in this situation, you're locked in, I get it from a story perspective, but it definitely gets a little bit tedious when you have to literally go back to an old save in order to actually get the win. And sometimes even if you go, I know I had to do it, I think on the normal mode series, where I went back to an old, like, file multiple times because I didn't have the right this, or I had to redo that, rechange that, capture this, and kept going at it over and over and over. And that was a game with items. This one, it said no items, so I mean, it's going to be a lot more difficult than the normal mode series, but again, I know I can find a way to do it. I know I certainly can, but it's just going to be tricky. But yeah, just a little bit of a rant there, just to talk about it. If you are new and it's difficult, do not be afraid to go back to an old save game file. I have a video that is very easy, very simple to do, and it shows you everything to just go back to that if need be for any point within the game. So yeah, I'll leave the rant there and we'll stop the episode here. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves out there. Drink you some water, get some exercise, learn something new. Talk to your mom, talk to your dad, sibling, family member, a friend, maybe somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Be productive, be positive. Love you guys, take care, and good morning.